Hi, it's Math Time with Mrs. Deborah Schmidt. We are getting ready to work on average again, but I'm going to tell you that there's a different word, a mathematical word that means the same thing as average, and I think you'll be surprised. That word for average is mean. It means the amount that you get when you divide a whole bunch of numbers as if everybody had the same amount, as if they were divided fairly or evenly. That's called the mean. Some mathematicians will say the arithmetic mean, talking about arithmetic, but we'll just use the term the mean for this. At school, we've practiced finding the mean, and we've used division to do that. Here's an example. We worked with keys in the classroom, and we gave different people certain amounts of keys. Then we found the mean. If we were giving 6 different people all an amount of keys, in order to find the mean or the average, first we add them all together. And if I've done my addition correctly, that total is 36. Let's double check and see if we have some groups of 10s. I see a 7 and 3 at the bottom, that's a 10. I see a 9 and 6, that's a 15. That gives me 25. Then a 3 and a 3 is 6, 30, that's not right. Let's start at the top with our 9s. 3 and 6 is 9, another 9 is 18, 3 more, 21, and 15 with the 7 and 8 is indeed a total of 36. Now to find the mean of that, we divide among those 6 people as if they all had the same amount, even though we know they don't really. This is used when you're not sure what different people's amounts are, if you can just say the average. Well, from that amount, the average, or the mean, equals 36 divided by 6, because we had 6 different people, 6 different scores involved, and the dividend, the quotient, is 6. So we have the mean for that example as being 6. Now, here's something a little more interesting. If you know what the mean is, what can you do to find the total amount? Let's imagine that we're using pencils in the classroom. And 6 people all have some amount of pencils. They all are different. Maybe there are some the same, but we don't know what they all are. But we know that the mean of their amount is 10. So an average, if everybody had the same amount, their average or the mean would be 10. Now we can figure out how many pencils there are all together, because we know 2 parts. We know how many people, and we know that if the pencils were divided exactly evenly among all of those 6 people, everybody would get 6. So now let's find the total, given the mean. That's another thing we'll work on with some of the examples in our math text at school. Here we go. The total is divided by 6. We know that the quotient is 10 because we were told that that's what the mean is. I'm going to draw that like this with our division symbol, our little house, the front porch, and the roof. With a quotient of 10 divided 6 equal groups, what's inside the house? We know that's the big number. It's kind of like doing a division problem backwards. And I am guessing that you're thinking, I know that division backwards is multiplication. To find out the big amount, we need to multiply 6 and 10. And from that, you will know that the total amount of pencils that people have would be 60. I'd like to have you do another problem this way. I'm going to tell you how many people are involved and what their mean is. We have 9 people. We'll say that they are shooting baskets, and their mean score for shooting baskets is 4. 9 people, their mean score for shooting baskets is 4. That means if everybody did the exact same amount, it would come out to 4, divided exactly evenly. But we know that sometimes people don't make one or they miss a shot. Even though there were 9 people involved, acting as if everybody got 4 right, the total would be 36 baskets that people did all together. Now I'm going to set one more up, and I'm going to ask you to figure this one out by yourself. Let's say that it's a, let's go with a football example. Lots of football teams had a game on the weekend, and if we added up all of their scores, we would say possibly that the mean of all the football scores from the weekend was 30. Let's just make believe that's what it really was. And if we know that 6 teams all had games this weekend, and we were counting the mean for those 6 teams, what's the amount of points that were earned all together? 6 teams, the mean is 30. That means it's as if each team of those 6 had the same amount, as if they had 30. I'd like you to calculate the total number of points that we would be thinking about. All right, so do that on your own. I would also love for you to do some other examples with your family and include those in your math notebook as well. I know that you're going to get really good at this with more practice. I love using the average and the mean because it helps us understand things mathematically. So keep working at it. Please don't let your math and your multiplication and divisions suffer. We'll be reviewing those more and more lately. And please make sure you have a great day. Remember to be kind.